Moving to our top story this hour, 79-year-old former South African President Jacob Zuma has been found guilty of contempt by a constitutional court in Africa. Zuma had long failed to appear before investigators after being forced to step down in 2018 over corruption scandals. And the ensuing inquiry thereafter, he was told to testify in January. The judgment by Justice Campepe of the Constitutional Court reads, and I quote, "Mr. Zuma is in blatant violation of the court order made. The Constitutional Court can do nothing but conclude that Zuma is guilty of contempt." Justice Campepe further says that Jacob Zuma squandered the chance to respect South Africa's legal processes by not filing mitigating arguments. The judge goes on to observe that Jacob Zuma was no ordinary litigant. He continues to wield power and influence, and his actions are closely observed by the public. It was further noted that Zuma's conduct, quote-unquote, flew in the face of the country's constitution. Majority of the judges in the Constitutional Court, including Justice C.C. Campepe, were of the view that Zuma's unfounded attacks on the courts could not be met with impunity. Per the majority verdict, the former South African president is held guilty of contempt of court and has been handed down a 15-month unsuspended sentence. He is to submit himself before police in 5 days and ordered to pay the cost of proceedings and counsel. The Anti-Graft Zondo Commission wanted Zuma to be jailed for at least 2 years for defying the order. As part of a larger probe, the former South African president is accused of embezzling state funds during his 9-year tenure. Interestingly, it was Zuma himself, while he was Prime Minister, who set up the inquiry shortly before he was being ousted by the African National Congress. In 2019, Zuma did appear for testimony in July, but just days later staged a walkout accusing the Commission of bias. In November 2020, Zuma again made a brief appearance before the panel, but promptly left before questioning. Contempt of court proceedings are also frequently missed by Zuma, who earlier accused the courts of an atmosphere of judicial hostility and humiliation. Most of the crimes under investigation involve 3 brothers from a wealthy Indian business family, the Guptas, who won lucrative government contracts and were allegedly even able to choose cabinet ministers. For more on this, our South Africa correspondent, Kalden Ongmu, gets us the latest in this next report.
In a landmark historical judgment, South Africa's Constitutional Court today, in its majority judgment, ruled that former President Jacob Zuma was in contempt of court when he failed to appear and participate at the state capture inquiry. Therefore, they ordered a 15-month unsuspended imprisonment for former president. Justice Campepe says Zuma launched attacks on the judiciary and this has never happened before. She said Zuma threatened the legitimacy of the apex court. In their majority ruling, Justice Campepe said Zuma squandered the chance to respect South Africa's legal processes. She also says never before has the authority and legitimacy of the court been subjected to such an attack and has been so threatened. This judgment has definitely sent out a strong message to South Africans, especially those who feel they are above the law. Jacob Zuma has always said he was ready to go to prison. So will he comply to the court orders now? This is Kalden Ongmu from Constitutional Court, South Africa. For WION, World is One.